Inside the familiar H-blocks of the Maze prison, a Member of Parliament lies dying. But Bobby Sands is no ordinary MP, and Northern Ireland awaits the repercussions if he dies.
This morning in the Falls Road in Roman Catholic West Belfast, the tension rises another notch. Bobby Sands, I.R.A. man serving a 14-year sentence for arms offences, begins the 61st day of his hunger strike. Almost 9 weeks in which the only thing that has passed his lips is water. And now he can't stomach even that. But Britain's problem does not end with Sands. Behind the corrugated defences of the Maze prison, there are 3 other men in the queue for an agonising martyrdom. The I.R.A. has phased the hunger strike to maximise pressure on the British. Like the others, Hughes receives daily visits from his family. He began his hunger strike 2 weeks after Sands, but tonight his condition is said to be almost as critical. His brother Oliver describes his latest visit.
And I sat in the bed and, I put my hand along his body and he's just nothing, only bones. And whenever he looks at me, he sees 6 of me. He has a lot of headaches. If he drinks water, he automatically vomits it off again. We're sad, but we're proud that we have a brother and a son who is prepared to die for his country.
A Republican family at the centre of the hunger strike with its view of the affair. But that view has gained more and more support, part humanitarian, part political, from Northern Ireland's Roman Catholics. The issue behind the hunger strike is straightforward enough. Whether convicted I.R.A. men are common criminals or should be put in a special category. In short, political status to include the wearing of civilian clothes, free association and no prison work. The H-Block campaign culminated in this West Belfast rally last weekend, planned as the last before Sands' death, with his sister Marcella prominently on the platform. Bernadette Devlin, now Mrs. McAliskey, has been the campaign's most effective leader outside the Maze. And last January, she suffered for it when she was shot 7 times by loyalist gunmen.
We have asked for very little. We have asked for the rights and human dignity of our prisoners. That's all. We are not afraid to have done that. And if we pay for those demands with the life of one prisoner, those demands will be won. 5 demands we want and 5 demands we'll get. But if we pay for them with Bobby Sands' life, then we will organise and we will unite and we will in discipline and unity and with strength. We will say to Mother England, you have forfeited any right you ever claimed to govern any part of this country, and UDA notwithstanding, we'll drive you to the boat, Mother England.
A campaign that starts by stressing the modesty of the demands ends with a rallying cry for British withdrawal. And in the Republican ghettos, there's a sense of urgency and preparation unwitnessed since the present troubles began. Can the low-profile policy of recent years in which the army has given ground to the Royal Ulster Constabulary be maintained? Or will the provisionals gain their objective of outdoing the police and bringing their traditional enemy, the British Army, back on the streets in strength? It's also a political trial for Britain, for what's mystified the world and provided the provisionals with a propaganda picnic was Sands' election 3 weeks ago as MP for Fermanagh and South Tyrone. The election posters are fading in the constituency, but the election has left a community polarised as never before, and this area knows what division means. The Northern Ireland conflict at its most intractable. Churchill once spoke of the dreary steeples of Fermanagh and Tyrone, and despaired of their quarrel. No despair, though, for Provisional Sinn Féin, political wing of the I.R.A. Their spokesman is Joe Austin.
I think that the Brits have publicly exposed their reluctance to listen to the Irish people. That is a mandate for the IRA. Because if peaceful protest, if a democratic process that Bobby Sands went through and the Brits then tried to remove from him, if all that fails in any society, but particularly in a society like Ireland at the moment, if it fails, then the alternatives are physical force. And I think that the British have given the IRA an increased mandate, have demonstrated clearly that the IRA are right, and that will, in the long term, and perhaps in the short term, but mainly in the long term, draw to the IRA people who want to see a resolution of the Irish question.
Austin Currie, from the moderate Social Democratic and Labour Party, has fought the Fermanagh seat in the past.
I think the best thing that can be said about the election result in Fermanagh South Tyrone was it wasn't a vote for anything or for anyone. It was a vote against something, and particularly in view of the history of this constituency. It was against unionism and everything that unionism represented. And next, I suppose, to the First Lord Brookborough, Harry West represented everything that is hated by the nationalist community in this constituency. They voted against West, they voted against unionism, they voted against years of discrimination and social injustice and gerrymandering and everything else. That's what it meant.